Hi guys, you're back with me, Gilly, and today I am on a small bike. But bear with me. Well, I think there is a very good argument for everybody having a small bike because you can save a fortune on fuel. So anyway, let's skip to the walk round. Let's see what I'm on today. You guys will not believe just how bloody cold it is today. In fact, hopefully you can see the frosty leaves on the floor. Here is the Zontes ZT-125. What do we think of it? This bike is absolutely loaded with kit. I'll talk about some of it during the walk round. I'm sure I'm going to miss some of it off, so if you're interested in the facts and figures, always remember, stay to the end because I'll put all those details on then. I've got to wear me out today. It's bloody freezing. I can't believe I've not got another pair of gloves other than my riding ones, but you know, I'll man up and we'll just carry on. So there is our sexy close-up. Again, I think it's another really good looking 125. A thing that I'm drawn to straight away on this bike is the exhaust. So you can see there's not a big old exhaust pipe. It's just a tiny little thing, but it's really well styled, and you will see shortly the noise that comes out of it is amazing. Just a single disc at the back wheel and single disc at the front wheel. Nice little guards there for your levers. Nice. Now for me, if they've gone to the trouble of fitting those, which look nice, why not get the full knuckle guard in there as well? Because then you'll get the wind protection, which I very much need today because it's cold. What do we think of the front of this bike? I'm going to draw some comparisons here. I think it's very similar to what Yamaha and Suzuki are doing with their front ends, like I think it's the new MTs and the GSX-S that Suzuki does. Very similar at the front, just having those lights stacked on top of each other. All the way around, this bike is completely keyless. It comes with a fob. In fact, I'll show you the fob. So you've just got this little tiny fob that you just put in your pocket and keep it with you. To switch the bike on, all you need to do is to be near it with the fob on your person, and then you're just pressing this red button. When you do that, everything comes alive, and this is the screen that we're faced with. So it's not a TFT, it's just an LCD screen, but it's really nice and clear, and it's got all the details on there that you would ever need. So we've got your speedo, we've got your rev meter across there, fuel gauge, we've got gear indicators, we've got total miles, we've got clock, and we've got an engine temperature. Got this button just sorts the trip computer out. A nice copper paint job to it with a bit of a sparkle to it. It's nice. Buttons wise, there's quite a few on this side, certainly for a 125, more than what you'd normally get. So what we've got here is your horn, your indicators, we've got your hazard lights, we've got your high and low beam, and we've got your flash just around there. And you see, I really like how they've coloured the levers as well. On this side, again, loads of buttons to what you'd normally get on a 125. So we have got your engine start, so albeit it's keyless, you've got to switch it on with that button, and then you press that one and that'll start your engine. Then we've got your light switch. Oh, now doesn't that look like a pair of vampire fangs? Like it. So you can have your lights off. Don't know why you'd want them off, because you want to be seen, don't you? So we've got that. We've got an eco button, So I can't believe it. It's a 125 with modes. So as you can see there, it says Eco. So when you press Eco, what that does is that changes to an E. Now if I press it again, it changes to an S, which I'm guessing is your rider modes are between Eco, and that's going to be either standard or I'm going to say sport. Yeah, let's say sport. We've got your engine cut-off switches there, and then we've got some release buttons. So we've got one for your seat and one for your fuel. Oh, now that's very sexy. Right, so that's your fuel button. Watch this. Oh, completely unnecessary, but I love that. What a nice touch that is. I like that. Ooh, still shivering, cold. Good job I've got my self-branded Hate available in no good shops near you. Right, let's get serious. You've had a look round the bike. What are we thinking? I think for a 125, it's a really nice looking machine. This, I don't think you could argue with that. It's a very well styled naked bike. You'll see in the test ride just how well it rides, and it does ride well, I've got to say, but if you come with me for the ride, you'll see how we get on. But looks wise, aesthetically, it's a good looking thing. For me personally, I passed my test 20 odd years ago. Now when I passed my test, I passed it on direct access, which meant I had to do my test on a 500cc, but it gave me access to everything once I passed my test. Okay, so when you pass your test, you get giddy and you want to get a big bike, don't you? You want a big engine bike because now you can, because you passed your test. But what I've come to learn over the years is there is a massive place for bikes like this, for the 125 bike. You're going to save money on fuel. That's the big one. You're going to save money on insurance. You're going to save money on your road tax. So as a bike to get around, if you're just going to, if you're using it as a work bike, if you're using it as a bike to get around, if it's your only mode of transport, these bikes are perfect because they are very economical to run. So that's a positive for me. And I think now in my later years as well, I've also found that because of the smaller engine, they're so easy to move around. It's a 125cc bike. It's really light. So when you're riding it, it's like riding a mountain bike with an engine. That's how it feels. If you're moving it around your garage or moving it around outside your house, really light. So you don't have to be the Hulk to be able to wheel this one around. So again, it's another positive if you're getting older and you want something a little bit lighter, something like this. Let's go for a ride. I'll show you how nice it is. I'm not going to do a brake test today. There's just a lot of frost on the road, and the roads that aren't icy have got grit on the road, so I don't want to end up dropping it. So I'll just use the brakes as you normally would do on a ride, and join me for the test ride and I'll show you how good or bad they are. Yeah, I think that's going to do me. So if you're interested in more bike reviews of this nature, whether it be 125cc's up to as big a bike as I can get my hands on, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The channel is growing very quickly, so thank you very much for all of you new subscribers. Welcome to the channel, and feel free to comment on this or any of my other videos. I will try and reply to everybody. That's my mission. Let's go riding, shall we? So, because that is so much higher than that, you're having to proper get your leg high to get over onto your seat.
yeah, I think it sounds nice. For a 125, it's got plenty of gruntiness to it. Yes, gruntiness is a word, and if it's not, it certainly should be. Some slow-mo sneaky. Let's go straight to the front, shall we? None of this waiting business. It's too cold for waiting in traffic. This has got loads of good security kit on it, like an automatic steering lock, which, I'll be honest, since I found that out, I've been shitting myself riding this bike, because all I'm thinking of is me going round a corner and the steering lock just automatically coming on. I suppose it would take me a while to get used to it, so I could get that trust with it that I know it's not going to do that, but I'm sure it's fine. But you know, it's just one of the things you think about. It's one of the things I think about. Let's talk comfort. This seat, it's actually very nice. Oh, that exhaust's got a nice little growl to it as well. Again, not something you'd normally say with a 125, but it sounds very nice. It is very comfortable. The seat itself hasn't got loads of padding, but you do feel quite snug in here, or I do certainly, because you've got the pillion seat behind you, which is raised quite high, so you can feel that in your back if you just scooch your bottom back a little bit. And then you've got the tank right at the front of your twig and giggleberries as well, so you are kind of slotted in. And you'd have seen on the walk round me getting onto this bike, you do have to get your leg pretty high just to get over that pillion seat with your foot. But if a shorty like me can do it, you will have no problems with it. It is a really nice place to be, this. I am very sat up straight, which is my favourite riding position. I know everybody's preference is different, but for me, I do prefer having my back straight. I find it to be a lot more comfortable if you're on the bike for a longer period of time. Yeah, so if your back is nice and straight, I just find that you can be on the bike for a lot longer without any sort of backache. And it is comfortable. My arms, I'm not stretching. I've got a nice bend in my arms, so yeah, all in all, I'm very comfortable on this bike. Power wise, I think for a 125, it's got to be one of the better ones. It seems to be quite nippy. Let's just summarise this bike then, shall we? It's a comfortable bike. There's no getting around it. It's comfortable. It's a nice sit up straight position with your back, so it's going to be good for long journeys or long time in the seat. It is quite nippy for a 125. It's certainly one of the better 125s that I've ridden. It's a really nice, well put together bike. It's got loads of buttons, loads of little cute little gadgets and things for you to play with. Yeah, I like it. Not really found any fault with it. I think in a nutshell, it's another really good 125 for you to consider if you're looking at buying one. And if you are, for this bike in particular, or the orange colour, I'll put links to both in the description so you can have a look. They are for sale here at Into Moto. I'm going to finish it off. We are outside Into Moto now. I'm going to go in and get a warm. As far as my videos go, I've been getting at least 2 videos out a week. It may have to go down to 1 for a couple of weeks, and that is purely because the weather has taken a bit of a turn, and if it gets much worse than what it is now, then it might not be safe to go out riding. It's going to be a bit too cold. So I might have to just rein it in a bit so I can keep a video coming out every week. So make sure you come back for those, and I will catch you all on the next one. See you later, guys. Bye for now.